Good morning.
Morning.
Day 2 of the July 2021 road trip. So we're getting ready to leave the hotel, and we will have some clips here showing what we're going to do today. Enjoy. Okay, so our first stop today is at a scenic overlook. They call it the Veterans Overlook. So here in Tennessee, we're heading up north towards Cumberland Gap, and along the route they have this nice memorial to honor their veterans here from Tennessee, and a nice view from the ridge up here and the lake down there. It's a little bit hazy this morning, but I imagine it'll clear up as the day progresses. Okay, so we're at the Daniel Boone Information or Visitor Center, which really is no facility, just more of an outdoor exhibit. But this is kind of the trailhead for the main wilderness trail that follows as closely as possible to the original route that Daniel Boone and his exhibition would have followed. And this is the trailhead going into the path. And they've got some information here, and they've got these little figurines to kind of memorialize the pioneers that traveled through here. We're going to actually go to another parking lot that has a trailhead for a shorter route to where we want to go, which is the tri-point of the states of Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia. All right, so we'll see you soon. Okay, so we're going to hike on the Tennessee Road Trail. Iron Furnace will be the first stop along the trail. The historic Cumberland Gap is about halfway at 0.6 miles, and then the Tri-State Peak will be at 1.2 miles. And then here's just some general information sign about the trails. All right, and looks like Dennis has got a head start on me, so let me go catch up with him. Okay. So it didn't take us long to get to the first stop, which is the Iron Furnace. So here's an informational board about it, and it's right there. And Dennis is heading up there. I'm going to get up there closer and get a snapshot of him, and then I'll have a picture taken. All right, so we have another informational board here called the Warrior's Path, and it talks about how one of the Native American tribes had a path that ran from Cherokee area down between North Carolina and Tennessee up through Cumberland Gap, and then connected up to where the Shawnee are in southern Ohio today. So just some informational path. And we continue, and time to catch up with Dennis, who has made quite a bit of distance, but he walks slower than I do, so I should be able to catch up with him. Okay, we reached 1/4 of the way going toward the tri-point. We're now on the main wilderness trail. This is the path that Daniel Boone and his caravan would have taken in the late 1700s as they made their way toward the Kentucky, what was, I guess at that time, the Kentucky Territory. So now we're going to be on this road for about another 3/10 of a mile. We should be getting to the official Cumberland Gap marker, I guess, which happens to be also where the state line is between Kentucky and Virginia. All right, so there's another informational sign talking about the hard road to a new life that the early settlers would have experienced as they made their way west to start a new life in the Kentucky Territory. All right, let me go catch up with Dennis. Okay, so we're at the halfway point. We are at the historic Cumberland Gap. So this is the marker for it. I know Dennis is really mad at me.
No, I can see why a lot of people didn't make it out west. It was, a lot of it was disease, but some of it was, oh, it's just a 1.2 mile hike, honey. Boom. And then she had to drive that train all the way to the west by herself. But she knew what she was in for.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Guess where our water is?
It's in the car. Our water's in the car. And we'll just appreciate it more when we get back. So here's the sign. We're now going to turn off of the Wilderness Trail Road. We're going to take the tri-state path for the remaining 0.6 miles.
0.6?
Yeah, 0.6 miles. Yeah.
And I know at home that's nothing. Half a mile's nothing.
Right.
Go straight up.
So we're going to head up this way and get to our ultimate destination for this hike.
2 states.
I'm not sure.
This is Virginia.
Yeah, it's like Virginia and Kentucky. We're not close enough to Tennessee yet. It's not the tri-point, because we just got on this path.
Well, I know that, but it's 3 states.
Yeah.
Is there a marker in the corner?
No, it's just blank on top. Okay. All right, so let's head on up. Okay, we have another informational board here. It says leave nothing useful behind. It's talking about how the Union soldiers were here in 1862 and they stored some munitions in the area, and it says that they had to wait 18 hours because munitions continue to explode unexpectedly. So apparently they had a little bit of an accident. And while we were here, Dennis heard and saw a little deer, but by the time I looked up I couldn't see it. I could only hear it running through the woods. So maybe I'll get to see some wildlife, the good kind, not the ferocious kind. All right, well, he's done took off. Let me go catch up with him. All right, we're at another intersection. So this goes to Fort Foote, which is more deeper into Kentucky. And then this path is going to take us on to Tri-State Park. So we're still making some progress. All right, so we made it to our ultimate destination of the tri-points of Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia. And this is probably the most view, the biggest view of Cumberland. This is Middlesboro, Kentucky. This is where we're going to have lunch. We're going to come back on the other side and do some more exploring on the other side of this park. And then we'll be also staying overnight here in Middlesboro, Kentucky. So this is the best view from up here. Everywhere else from up here is surrounding woods area. So over here, come over now to kind of the Tennessee side. And there's a little bit of a view down here. So around down through there would be about the town of Cumberland Gap, Tennessee. And then this area over here is Virginia. This is where the majority of our hike was, with part of the hike then being back over here. This line marks back into Kentucky. So they also have, yeah, so they have 3 markers also to identify the states. So here's Kentucky, and then here's the Tennessee marker. You're good. And some friends we made up here. And finally over here is the Virginia. Right there. And then another fun activity is to be in all 3 states at the same time. So, very, very nice hike. And Dennis don't want to be on camera. All right, so we're gonna, I guess, gear up.
What does this look like?
Zed or May.
A mama.
All right, so we're gonna get ready to head back down for the rest of the activities of the day. Whew. We are back from our 2.4 mile round trip hike to the tri-point. of Kentucky, Tennessee, Virginia. So we made it. We just had us a little snack and drink. We're gonna go get us some lunch, and then after lunch we're gonna go to the other side of the park for easier activities, like visit the visitor center, see maybe a film or two, see their exhibits, go up for a leisurely drive for the Pinnacle Overlook, and then we're done for the day, and then we'll go to our hotel, check in, and chill for the rest of the day. So, you have any words to say?
No, I don't have nothing to say. I'm tired.
Okay. Okay, we're heading to Middlesboro, Kentucky, which is just on the other side of this range, and we're going to go through a tunnel to get into Middlesboro, Kentucky. So we're leaving Cumberland Gap, Tennessee, and on the other side of this tunnel,
I hope we don't blow up.
will be Middlesboro, Kentucky. Oh, this is a nice, well-lit tunnel.
So the low bid built this, huh? The low bidder.
I don't know. They did a pretty good job from what I can tell.
Yep. I don't see no water.
Yeah. It's nice and round. This is really nice.
I know one thing. Thank God for air conditioning.
Yes.
What was that man's name? Carrier. He probably wasn't the original one, but anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
This is a
videotape this whole thing.
yeah. It's a little bit longer than I expected it to be. This range was, I guess, a major thing for Daniel Boone. And
If he
his
wasn't up on that
caravan.
trailer, we could have seen the exit.
Yeah.
What's that say?
Stay in lane.
Stay in lane.
All right, so we're through it. All right.
Marshall, get on a lane. Wasn't that exciting?
Yes, that was nice. So now we're in Kentucky again. We're having Long John Silver's for lunch. Only because we don't have them around where I live, and I kind of like it.
Put it back on me. And you, yesterday, you know where we at.
Captain B's. It just worked out that way. I can't have where the restaurants end up in our tour of the mountains, the eastern United States. Okay, so Dennis and I just finished watching a film at the Cumberland Gap Visitor Center, and this is kind of their little exhibit area. So I'm not gonna read through, but they got sounds of the area piping in through the speakers. So you can read all these things. Let me see if I can back out a little bit. There you go.
Hi there, I'm Daniel Boone. I'll be your guide through the Cumberland Gap.
That's pretty much what he was doing. All those times he led lots of people through the gap into Kentucky. Read stuff here on the back side too. Alright, we're going to see if there's anything we want to buy from the gift shop, and then we're going to go on Pinnacle Overlook Road. Okay, so we've driven up the road, and now we've walked out to the Pinnacle Overlook. And so here's the approach. It's a nice wide open area. Oh, wow. Wow, I did not have any idea I was going to have this kind of view.
Now there's that that was that power line. So that was the truss stage right there.
Yeah. I'm trying to get my bearings here.
Well, we went right back. There's that hotel, the Cumberland Gap Inn.
Yeah,
we went,
there's the parking lot down there. All right, so this little town down here is Cumberland Gap, Tennessee. And this morning we came up that highway, and that's where Lincoln Memorial University is. And this major intersection down in the middle of the screen, the one going to the left, that's where US 58 starts off of US 25E, and that's where we came in this morning to do our hike this morning. All right, and then the Tri-Point.
So there's
in this area.
That road moving there is that tunnel we went through.
Yeah.
So it went through that
Yeah.
mountain.
Yeah. So there's the road going through the mountain.
And there's where it comes out over there.
And then on that side over there is Middlesboro, Kentucky. And that lake over there is Fern Lake. Wow, this is a really good view. This is one of the better overlooks I've seen in a long time. That's really incredible. I mean, you just got to do it by video, not so much snapshots. Dennis was concerned that this rock was going to fall down on us. He says he was not. He's being facetious. Alright, so we took a little detour and took another path up a little bit higher. So this is what was known as Fort Lyon.
Lyon.
At the beginning of the Civil War, it was Fort Pitt when the Confederacy had it. But then when the Union forces took over it, yeah, this is known, I guess, as the American Gibraltar. Can't even say it. Anyway, this is kind of some of the remnants. There, all right, so Dennis is taking off and leaving me on that path, so I better go catch up with him. I know, my steak is yeah, it's interesting that presentation. So we are getting ready to eat our dinner after day 2 of our road trip. Big day in Cumberland Gap National Historic Park. Worked up a little bit of an appetite today, and I think we'll probably sleep really good. So thank you for following along with our adventure. Oh, yeah, Dennis wants to point out that the tomatoes kind of like subpar. But anyway, thank you for following along today, and we'll see you on tomorrow's adventure.